Where am I? Hang on. What I'm doing here now is I am going to settings. I am going to sound, and I am turn off, and I'm going to mute. Oh, and I've forgotten to turn off the sound. I've had lots of trouble tonight doing things here because I seem to have forgotten everything. Hello, good evening. How's it going? I hope everybody's well. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just turning off my phone, and I had the sound on a laptop, so there was noise. So what are we doing tonight? We're going to do some more Hercule Poirot. We're on episode 3, and we're going to find out what's going on. Hang on 1 second. Just let me get things going, and I will begin. All right, what are we going to do first of all? We're going to do, so Hercule Poirot, a famous investigator from Belgium, written by Agatha Christie. I think the books were set in the 1920s, so they were kind of between the wars, the First World War, the Great War, and the Second World War. Poirot goes to England and becomes a famous private detective in England. But this game is Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, the first cases. So he's a young, wet behind the ears policeman coming up the ladder, coming up the ranks, building his way up. Yeah, this is before he becomes the superstar detective that we all know and love. So that's it. What are we going to do with, first of all? Well, Hercule is a detective. He's a detective, the famous thing. I'm going to look at a word of the day here. So let me just change over to, give me a second, and I will get everything working. So where were we? My throat is dry. We are going to go to a word which is talking about, it's talking about detectives. Let's have a look. And here we go. The word is sleuth. Sleuth. Now, I would say Hercule Poirot and Sherlock Holmes, they were sleuths. Let's listen to the sound.
Sleuth.
Sleuth. Sleuth. Sleuth. Now it's interesting here for me because they're using as a verb sleuthed, sleuthing, sleuth. I mean, yeah, it's a noun, it's a person. He is a sleuth. Let's see, can we change? Is there anything here? It's a synonym of detective. Excuse me. Did you know? There were footprints of a gigantic hound. Oh, a dog. Those canine tracks in Arthur Conan Doyle's The Hound of the Baskervilles set the great Sherlock Holmes sleuthing on the trail of a murderer. So he's a sleuth, but he was sleuthing. But for me, I would use it as the noun, yeah? Anything else interesting here? One more time?
Sleuth.
Sleuth. All right, good. They're talking about Sherlock Holmes here, probably the most famous sleuth. And I was thinking today, Sherlock Holmes lived in London, and famously he lived on Baker Street, which is a part in central London. It's a street in central London, Baker Street Tube Station, maybe you might know. The Hammersmith and Bakerloo line, I think that was the line anyway. And I was looking today at I was looking on Google Maps, and I was looking at, because his address famously was 221 Baker Street. Sherlock Holmes. Now, the thing is, there never was a 221B. I was wondering today, what was his address? I know it was Baker Street, but I always remember it didn't exist. So I Googled it, or I perplexied it, and they said 221, and I thought, wow, what I'll do now is I will go onto Google Maps and have a look. And this is what came up. Shall we have a look? So you can see it's right in the centre of London. Let's have a look. It's near Mayfair. Now, this would be probably one of the richest parts of London. This is an extremely rich part of London here, You got Marylebone, very nice. Soho, famous media. It's the kind of gay part of London. You've got Covent Garden. So it's all very nice, yeah? Westminster, which is like Big Ben is down here. You can see lots of parks. It's really nice, yeah? Central London is really, really nice for parks. They have great parks. So let's have a look. Anyway, here we are at 221B. 221B. And this is his house. But in fact, what they've done is they've turned it into they've created it. They've created it because, it never existed. London Beatles Store. Yoga. Nails. Of course there's a nail salon. Of course there is. There are nail salons everywhere now, yeah? Coffee shop. There's the metro. So it's just behind the metro. Anyway, you can see. Let's have a look at a plaque on the wall. It's a museum. Let's have a look. Here we go. Maybe if I click on it, will it tell me anything? No, it won't. What about this? Plaque Sherlock Holmes, 4 stars. Let's have a look at the reviews. Any good ones? Lovely works, a lovely place. It's a fan's must-see museum. Now this is nice. Must-see. If something is must-see, you have got to go and see it. It's incredible. The new film by Tom Cruise is a must-see. Yeah. Nice expression. The souvenir shop was awesome. It's worth seeing. It's worth your time. The museum is worth seeing. The guide told a very interesting story. Yeah, sometimes you need a guide. Should we look at some photos? Let's have a look. The Sherlock Holmes Museum. General admission. How do I change picture? Here. We've got nothing. We've got an anorak. It's an anorak. We've got a woolly hat. And we've got like a bobby, a London bobby. So this must be the museum. Let's have a look. As far as I know, all the kind of furniture and stuff is from the Victorian times. Were these Victorian times? I can see a coffin. I can see Sherlock Holmes and, of course, his sidekick. What is a sidekick? A sidekick is the hero's buddy. I'm thinking Batman and Robin. I'm thinking Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Elementary, my dear Watson. So he would be his sidekick. Who else? What other famous sidekicks are there? Robin and Batman and Robin. Sherlock. Let's have a look. Let me go in here. Famous sidekicks. Let's have a look. Famous sidekicks. I hope this is working, yeah? Famous sidekicks. Okay. Perplexity. I love this AI. Let's have a look. What do we got? We've got, of course, Sancho Panza and Don Quixote. I'm an idiot. Ooh, look. Watson from Sherlock Holmes. Samwise and Frodo. Jesus, there's loads of them. Batman and Robin, Sam and Frodo. You get the idea. A sidekick. So, and there's a lady in the corner there. Now, Sherlock Holmes has a very famous hat. We call this a deer stalker. A deer stalker hat. I have no idea. Shall we have a look? What is a deer stalker? Bum, 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 bum. What is a deer stalker? A deer stalker hat. There you go. Look, I would call that a Sherlock Holmes hat. Typically worn in rural areas for hunting, especially deer stalking. Stalking. This is a nice word. To stalk. Well, maybe you've heard of a stalker. A stalker. There's a very popular TV show at the moment on Netflix called Baby Reindeer, and it's about a man who has a stalker, a woman who's very, very obsessed with him, and she's emailing him and calling him and just crazy. So, you know, in the modern world, we often see this world. Maybe a celebrity has a stalker. Someone is stalking them. Now, what does to stalk mean? I have a cat. A cat stalked. Well, not. This is not exactly the Serengeti plain where I live. She's a house cat, but maybe a fly. A fly comes in. Bzzz. My cat will go crazy. She will go completely crazy, stalking the fly. You know, the fly lands on the wall, and she's ready. She's ready to pounce, to attack. Maybe a lion, or the lions and tigers or panthers, maybe, are better examples of stalking. Yeah, so you stalk, well, let's not say a person, you stalk an animal. You stalk, or my cat stalks a mouse. She doesn't see a mouse, but you know what I mean. She sees something, it's that movement, that very slow, steady, silent movement that we make. So let's have a look. Anyway, a deer stalker is a type of cat typically worn for hunting. Particularly deer stalking is characterized by its association with the fictional, he's not real everybody, Sherlock Holmes, making it a stereotypical headgear for detectives in various media forms. Well, I don't agree with that. I think, well, maybe I'm wrong. Are there any other detectives who wear a deer stalker? Are there? That wear a deer stalker? Oh, deep stalker, deer stalker. Let's have a look. There's probably loads of them, yeah. Ah, here we go. In addition, who is famously start that again. So, in addition, furthermore, to Sherlock Holmes, who is famously associated with the deerstalker hat, another detective known for wearing this distinctive headgear is Hercule Poirot. And I did not know this, and I have just learned something interesting today. No, it's a deerstalker. It's always been hi Lou-Ray, by the way. Sorry. Yeah, it's always a deerstalker. It's always, I don't know. That's the name of it. It's a funny hat, yeah. But anyway, it seems I've just found out our boy Hercule Poirot has also worn a deerstalker. Let's find out why. The character Hercule, created by Agatha, is often shown wearing a deerstalker, adding to the hat's iconic status in detective fiction. Well, honestly, I did not know that. This is news to me. So, anyway, there you go. Let's go back to here. So here he is wearing his deerstalker. I'm not going to talk about hats anymore, but they look very elegant there, yeah. So as far as I know, this is all kind of real, kind of hat, I would say, maybe. There you go. Victorian times, everyone. Cup of tea. Tea and cream cakes. Oh, okay. Better move on from that one. I don't know what that was. Of course, Sherlock Holmes was famously a heroin addict, wasn't he? Or no, morphine. He was addicted to morphine. Here, so This is kind of cool. The word is plaque, Plaqe, plaque. I guess it's a French word, but you'll see these all over London, and it's very nice to walk around London. They put a blue plaque up. Obviously, it's fictional, and of where he lived. And you can walk around London. You can see some amazing plaques sometimes, just walking around the centre of London, like a famous artist or a famous politician or someone, lived in that house in 1774 or something like that. It's really nice. I like it. All right, so where were we anyway? That's enough nonsense. Just talking about that, yeah. Hi, Lou Ray. How's it going? Hope you're well. Is the sound okay? I hope everything's all right. My voice is a bit dry. I might have to lubricate my throat. I wasn't here last week. I was away. Not very well. I wasn't really away. I was here, but I was busy. My sister came to visit. We went to some not really nice places in the mountains, and it was really cool. This part of Spain is kind of like a desert. You go into the mountains. They're really high, and you're driving up in the mountains, and it's the Mediterranean. It's very, very nice. And we went to visit a castle, and we went to visit a waterfall. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get the game started, finally. Sorry, I'm rambling a bit, yeah? So, there's no recap on this game, so we're going to continue. And I hope everything is good. Yeah, I can hear the sound. It sounds good, yeah, great. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to drink a Mao, which is a typical Spanish beer from Madrid. Very nice. Cheers, everybody. Now, to be honest, everybody. Right, I need to move. We found everything last week, I think. 2 weeks ago. A fortnight ago. A fortnight ago was the last time I played the game. And fortnight, like the video game, means 2 weeks. So the last time I streamed was a fortnight ago. Or, for example, I'm going to go to Madrid in a fortnight, in 2 weeks. Or she went on holiday for a fortnight in Paris. Yep. All right, let's find out where we are. Let's go here. Let's go to options. No. Let's go to here. Let's go here. And let's find out who these people are again. I've completely forgotten who everybody is. Well, I haven't, but you know. We've got Angeline. Okay, Angeline. We've got Cassandra's the kind of the matriarch, the mother. We've got Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth is the kind of maid servant. Let's have a look. Angeline. Although she may only be young, it is obvious she has a mind of her own and is not afraid to speak it. Her life of wealth and worry for nothing has given her a sense of entitlement that I hope will not impede my investigation. Let's have a look at this. So we're using although as contrast, yeah? Although it was raining, I went to the park. Although she may only be young, it is obvious she has a mind of her own and is not afraid to speak it. To have a mind of your own means to be very kind of, we say stubborn, a little bit stubborn, inflexible. We have an expression, to be as stubborn as a mule. A mule is a mix between a horse and a donkey. And the idea is that if it doesn't want to come, it won't come. So we say as stubborn as a mule, as a kind of a comparative there. So, although she's young, She's very confident. She has a mind of her own and is not afraid to speak it. To speak your mind is to give your opinion, and usually it's very, very strong, you know. I'm going to speak my mind, and it normally means, you know, I'm very direct. Her life of wealth, so she's rich, and worry for nothing, has given her a sense of entitlement. Okay, so she's never needed anything, she's never wanted anything, she's always had enough money, and it has given her a sense of entitlement. We see this word a lot, yeah? That I hope will not hinder, it will not be an obstacle, it will not impede my investigation, it will not slow down my investigation or get in the way. Okay, so that's Elizabeth. What evidence have we? Confirmed evidence. Elizabeth? Alright, that's the maidservant. And Luke, the gardener, plan to elope. To elope. Now, what does elope mean? Elope means to run away with your boyfriend or girlfriend and get married. So, it's like when you run away because people don't agree. It's an old expression. You know, the boy and the girl are in love, but the parents don't want them to get married, so they elope. They run away and get married. All right, so Elizabeth and Luke plan to elope. So this is what we've got. That's Angelina Cassandra. Cassandra Van den Bosch. Madame Van den Bosch, the lady of the house, the boss, abrupt and snobbish. She is hesitant to help me in my investigation, already placing the blame on the young maidservant, Florette. I can see a challenge persuading her of anything other than what she already believes. No evidence. Okay, there she is, looking kind of harsh. So, she's the lady of the house, she's the boss. She's abrupt and snobbish. Abrupt, she's very direct. Very direct. And snobbish. To be a snob is, I am superior. I am better than you. Often associated with money, yeah? She's hesitant. She's slow to help me in my investigation, already placing the blame on Florette. It was my cat that did it. I can see a challenge, I can see trouble persuading her of anything other than what she already believes. So again, she is very stubborn. She has her idea and she doesn't really want to change it. All right, so that's that. Elizabeth, let's look at Elizabeth. Is the sound high enough? Is the volume okay? All right. Let's find out. So, Elizabeth, let's look at Elizabeth. No. Mademoiselle Elizabeth is a young, well-mannered girl, but obviously cares a great deal about her friend and fellow member of the staff, Florette. She's happy and optimistic, and I believe may be of great help in my investigation. So she's a rat. Okay. Again, they plan to elope. So she's young, she's well-mannered, she's very polite, and she cares a great deal about her friend, Florette. She's very happy and optimistic. Sounds like a nice girl. Sounds like a nice person, Elizabeth Paget, I suppose. And Florette, poor Florette, she's been blamed for everything. So Florette Duval, coming from a poor working-class background, family, it is obvious that young Florette works hard to be able to provide for her mother and young brothers at home. What she lacks in education, she's not educated, I believe she more than makes up for in street smarts and enthusiasm to impress. Street smarts. So, she's not very educated. But she compensates. She makes up for this kind of lack of education. She makes up for this in street smarts, and it's being kind of like knowing how people are in the street, you know what I mean? Like, and how things work and stuff like that, you know, to be street smart. And she has enthusiasm to impress, and she wants to do well. Okay, so these are the characters, right? Is there anybody else? No, hang on, resume. F. Right, that's that. And then R. Okay, what have we got? So we've done this. We've done this. So the bracelet in the hand. This is the investigation. Investigate the grounds for evidence. So investigate the gardens. Is there like a sound on this? It's kind of a bit weird for me. Hang on. Let's check that. Confirm Floyd's innocence. And here's the father. I'm hearing a really strange sound on this, yeah? Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I'm just going to try and change the sound again. So give me 1 second, please. Okay, I think that's working again. Let me check. Let me check the game. Okay, it's working again, I think, yeah? Is it working? Can someone tell me if it sounds alright? Excuse me. So, where were we? We're here. And I gotta go here. So this is investigate the crime. We've got two things to look for. The photograph. Right, so what does it say? The photograph of the gentleman is the same as the one. So that's her dad. That's Angelina's dad. Now we've got the open window. Reading this. Broken glass. Nothing else was taken. Here?
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Alright, so that wasn't right. Sorry, I got a bit stressed out there with the sound. Can we just check? Angeline let's have a look. Angeline confirms the burglary. Valuables are insured. Angeline is mourning. Right. Unprotected. Broken glass?
Another success.
Yeah.
I never doubted myself.
So I'm trying to remember what's going on here, yeah? Alright. So, alright, let's keep it going. So, right. I've actually ooh, there's two more things here now. So, Angelina replaced the photograph. Talk to Angeline to advance the investigation. Okay, so we need to interrogate Angeline. We need to talk to Angeline. Elizabeth, talk to Angeline. Okay. Is there anything else I need to do? Angeline, Elizabeth. Elizabeth's morning. I wonder. I have no idea. Should we go there?
Come, my little grey cells. We must think logically.
Okay, I'm thinking illogically at the moment. So this is kind of his catchphrase. Come, my little grey cells. The grey cells is your brain. Yeah, your brain. So where are we? We need to go. Elizabeth's morning. Personalized handkerchief.
What a revelation!
Right. I'm trying to remember what happened. There is the soot from the fireplace on the floor. There is a personalized handkerchief. Achoo! Put it into the pocket. And oh, we got some more stuff here now. Insufficient cleanup. Talk to Elizabeth. So that seems to be the thing at the moment. Talk to Elizabeth. All right, we got to go talk to the ladies. All right. This is Angeline. Let's go and talk to Elizabeth first. Let's have a little walk around because we're in Angeline's bedroom. Rather irresponsible and dangerous to leave it in this state. So this was the broken glass. Okay. Right. Let's get out of here. No, over here, mate. Exit. Stage left. I think. Oh. All right. So let's go talk to Elizabeth. We saw all this stuff before, haven't we? We're upstairs. The frame of a photo. Okay. The bathroom. We found a letter in here, I think, didn't we? Didn't we? Romeo and Juliet. And here's the key. Okay. I think we've done everything. Let's go downstairs. All right. Come on. Okay. It's Cassandra, looking as furious as usual. Now this is the father. A rather impressive portrait, I must say. That must be Mr. whatever his name is. There he is. Okay. We've got something here. Okay, Cassandra. Where's Cassandra? No, let's talk to Elizabeth first, yeah? So Elizabeth is usually outside, I think. Let's get around here. Let's go see if she's outside. Hi, Elizabeth. Brought to you by Mao. Okay. Here she is. Hiya.
Certainly, officer.
Now, did you notice anything else was missing when you returned? So she was out, wasn't she? She went to get a package or something. You don't, by any chance, happen to be missing an initialized handkerchief. I'm hearing really weird sounds in my headphone, on my left headphone. Yeah? You seem rather excited earlier at the mention of Romeo and Juliet. So what we're doing now is we are investigating. We need to be inquisitive. We need to be very inquisitive. We're going to interrogate the suspects. Well, she's not a suspect, I don't think, because she came to us. But we're going to interrogate the people in the house. We're going to be very inquisitive. We're going to be asking questions. We're going to be very meticulous in our questioning. So, I think, any ideas? What do you reckon? I'm thinking. I don't know, actually. I'm thinking. Did you notice anything else missing? Okay. Because this is the question. The only thing missing is the bracelet. And there's plenty of other stuff. This is a rich family. But there's only one thing missing, and that's the bracelet, which could be a bit suspicious. You don't, by any chance, happen to be missing an initialed handkerchief. This is a really nice expression, yeah? Because you know that English is very indirect. It's a very indirect language. I wonder if it would be possible, if you could you know? And this is a very nice informal way. Like, you don't by any chance know where the bank is, do you? You don't by any chance have the time, do you? You know what I mean? And it's a very, very nice informal way to ask somebody, you know, to ask for information or to ask for anything, you know what I mean? You wouldn't by any chance have a light, would you? You know? These kind of things, it's very nice. Okay, you don't by any chance happen to be missing an initials, so with your name, initialed handkerchief. For me, it would be BS. Yeah, it would be BS, meaning Brian Satan, you know? Romeo and Juliet, the handkerchief had one of the ladies' often house initials. Yeah, I think it's Elizabeth's initials. I think the handkerchief was Elizabeth's? Or was it Angeline? You seem rather excited, you appeared, you looked rather excited earlier at the mention of Romeo and Juliet. Right, so we know that she is going to run away, she's going to elope. Has one of the ladies often have of the house initials? Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. Spellings, please. I can hear noise. Oh my god. Okay. What shall I ask her? Did you notice anything missing? You don't know what happened to the missing handkerchief. Handkerchief. Listen to the pronunciation there. Handkerchief. I don't say handkerchief. Handkerchief. We drop the D. We drop the D. We don't say comfortable. We say comfortable. What was the one today? I had a student and we were talking. She said the word extraordinary. It was extraordinary. And we don't pronounce it like that. We pronounce it like extraordinary. It was an extraordinary performance. Yeah. But I do it. Native speakers themselves will say this sometimes. If I'm reading sometimes I'll say, oh, extraordinary, before my brain picks up on it. You don't by any chance happen to be missing an initialized handkerchief? You seemed rather excited earlier at the mention of Romeo and Juliet. Okay, it's time to make a decision. Did you notice anything else? You seemed rather excited. I'm going to go for the love. You know, it's springtime. Love is in the air. You know, the sun is shining.
How could I not be?
Let's vote for love.
I may not enjoy his other works, But how can one not be blown away by a story of two so deeply in love that they will risk everything just to be together?
How could I not be? So you seem very excited about Romeo and Juliet. How could I not be excited? It's amazing, you know? I may not enjoy his other works, but how can I not be blown away by a story of two so deeply in love that they will risk everything just to be together? Are you projecting, Elizabeth? Yeah? Hmm.
Especially being able to draw similarities between Verona's star-crossed lovers to yourself and your
Oh,
dearest.
Poirot. Especially being able to draw similarities between Veronica's star-crossed lovers to yourself and your dearest, your lover. Let's look at especially in a minute. Being able to draw similarities between Verona's, the city, star-crossed lovers, being like the emoji with hearts, star-crossed, head over heels in love. Nice.
But I hadn't told.
Haha. She hadn't told anybody. She hadn't told anything. She hadn't said anything to anybody but I. Haha. I'm the great Hercule Poirot, and I am in detective mode tonight, everybody.
Mademoiselle, I am an officer of the law. It is my duty to uncover the truth.
To uncover the truth, yeah? Mademoiselle, I am an officer of the law. I am the police. It's my job. It's my duty to find out, to uncover the truth.
Please, you cannot say anything to Madame. She is against staff relationships of any kind. In her eyes, a relationship between staff is nothing more than a distraction.
They're not concentrating on the work. It's just they're so star-crossed in love that they are on cloud nine, and they're not paying attention.
But he means so much more to you.
Oh,
All right,
officer, I have found my soulmate.
my soulmate. I like this. Right, soul. Your soul. Your soulmate is like the person you love, the person you are with. You know, your soulmate. And I like it in Spanish. The Spanish expression is what? Half an orange, yeah? Media naranja? No? Half an orange.
At first, it was nothing more than pleasantries around the grounds. But that quickly changed. I know it's not proper for a young lady to pursue a gentleman. But once I knew his feelings reciprocated my own, why shouldn't I have followed my heart?
Right. At first, it was nothing more than pleasantries. How's it going? Around the grounds, around the gardens. But that quickly changed. I know it is not proper, it's not correct for a young lady to pursue, to chase a gentleman. But once I knew his feelings reciprocated my own, that they were the same, that they have the same feelings, why shouldn't I have followed with my heart? Okay, great. You go for it, Elizabeth.
Love transcends professional and societal rules.
Peace.
The mere thought of him was enough to make me blush. But I knew that Madame would never give her blessing. If we wanted to continue, we would have to do so in secret.
Okay, the simple thought of him was enough to make me blush. She's in love. But I knew that Madame Cassandra would never give her blessing. She would never allow it. If we wanted to continue, we would have to do so in secret. If we wanted to continue, we would have to do it in secret.
The summer evenings here are just so beautiful. I often find myself walking around the grounds after my daily duties are complete. And it was one such evening that Luke was waiting for me at the gazebo.
Right. Love is in the air here, everybody. The summer evenings here are just so beautiful, intensifier, you know? The view. Last weekend in the mountains, the view was so beautiful, you know. The restaurant was so expensive. In at the end of July or at the beginning of August here, it is so hot. So we use it as an intensifier. I often find myself walking around the grounds, around the garden, after my daily job duties are complete. And it was one such evening. So it was just one evening that Luke was waiting for me at the gazebo. All
He
right.
looked ever so handsome. And the poem he had prepared. He had barely started reading and I was already a blubbering mess.
He looked ever so handsome. The poem he had prepared, so he read over a poem he'd just started reading, and I was already a blubbering mess. Oh, she's crying. She's a blubbering mess. Sometimes you might watch a film, a very sad film, and you might be a blubbering mess at the end of it, you know? It's that kind of emotion.
Standing there beneath the warm glow of the falling sun, he asked for my hand, and I gave him my heart with no hesitation.
Standing there beneath the warm glow of the falling sun, the setting sun, he asked for my hand, so he proposed, "Will you marry me?" And I gave him my heart with no hesitation. Is this love
I'm sorry,
that we're
officer.
feeling?
I've been chattering on for so long. You have much more pressing matters than to listen to me rambling aimlessly.
Well, we know this word chat, don't we? I've been chattering. It means just like talking and talking and talking. I've been chattering on. I've been continuing chattering and talking for so long. You have much more pressing matters than to listen to me rambling aimlessly. This is really nice. So I've been talking and talking. I've been just chattering on for so long. You have much more pressing matters. Pressing. I press the button, ding dong, but a pressing issue or a pressing matter is something important, yeah. I have some pressing issues I need to talk about, yeah. We have some pressing issues or some pressing matters at the top of the list than to listen to me rambling aimlessly.
One should never apologize for such a charming and bewitching story of love. But you are correct. While the culprit still eludes us, my work is not yet complete.
All right, I missed that one. Rambling. She said rambling aimlessly. Rambling is when you're just talking and talking and talking about nothing, you know, just talking and just rambling. I've never done this myself, but I have been witness to it. I have seen it. I have seen this thing happen. Aimlessly is without aim, so they're just talking about anything and everything. Okay, you should never apologize for such a charming and bewitching story. Rambling, that's right. Yeah, to ramble, Lou is just to go on and on and on. I've never done it. That's not like me at all. All right. Bewitching, a witch. I'm enchanted. I'm bewitched. It's a spell. I'm in so much love. It's like I'm in a spell. It's a bewitching, it's a captivating story of love. But you are correct. While the culprit, there's that word again, still eludes us, my work is not yet complete. Ever the professional. Always the professional. So the culprit is the person who stole the bracelet. And he eludes us, so we cannot find the culprit. He or she, sorry. The person eludes us. My work isn't finished. All right, so the love. So Elizabeth and Luke, big love. And yet she remains respectful of Madame's the rules, no matter how ridiculous the nature of it. Ridiculous. I cannot see her defying her code and stealing the bracelet. To defy someone is to go against it, to go against the rules, and stealing the bracelet. So, the investigation continues. So, I don't think Elizabeth is the culprit. She's not under suspicion. So let's see, what should I ask her? Did you notice anything else missing? You don't by chance happen to know what happen to be missing a handkerchief. Let's go for the handkerchief because I'm not exactly sure whether it was her handkerchief with her initials or whether it was Angelina's. But let's find out.
Why, yes, officer. I misplaced it after wiping a stain from Mademoiselle Angelieve's sleeve at breakfast. You are a great detective.
Thank you. I misplaced it. I lost it after wiping a stain from Angeline's sleeve at breakfast. You are a fantastic detective.
You are not the first to say.
Aha.
Had she not noticed it herself, I imagine Madame would not allow even the smallest imperfection.
So you're not the first person to tell me I'm amazing. Had she not noticed it herself? Didn't she notice it herself? I imagine she would not even allow it. Right, so she's very proper. She's very, so it's unusual that she would have a stain on her sleeve.
It baffles me how she couldn't have. It was only luck that I spotted it before Madame, and a good thing I did.
I'm baffled. I'm confused. I have no idea. It's baffling. What happened to the chocolate cake? It's baffling. It disappeared. It baffles me how she couldn't have seen the stain. It was only luck that I spotted it before she did, and good thing I did. All right, last question.
Now I think of it, I don't recall seeing her memento tin.
I don't remember seeing her memento tin. Her memento tin was where they keep her bracelet and things like that, I suppose. Memento tin? Could this have been what usually resides on the desk in Mademoiselle's bedroom?
She holds her keepsakes from her father and other gifts or tokens in it. She has such a wonderful collection. She's very lucky. She normally keeps it close, but I didn't see it this morning.
Keepsakes are things that you keep safe, things that you remember, maybe from your parents or someone gave you a present or something important to you, yeah? So keepsakes from her father and other gifts or tokens. So she kept special things in this. She has such a wonderful collection of things. She's very lucky. She normally keeps it close, but I didn't see it this morning.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Thank you, young lady. Your assistance has been... Miss, I suppose it would be, wouldn't it? Miss, yeah. Thank you, miss. Your assistance has been invaluable. It's been super important. It's invaluable. All right. So what do I do now? I go to... Oh, God. Still this guy. What's going on with this fella? Angeline. Okay, we're going back to Angeline then. Yes, we're going back inside. Going into the house. Let's find out what Angeline has to say for herself. I'm going to completely ignore Cassandra. I'm furious with her. We're going to go back upstairs and we're going to have a chat. Whoa. Graphics seem very weird here. We're going to have a chat. Where are you? There you go. Alright. There she is. What's this? Let's have another look at the rag. It's covered in a black powder, soot. It would not be too much of an assumption to think that this has come from dealing with the fireplace. The fireplace being over here. Let's have another look. Sorry, everybody, I need to kind of do this. This must keep the room rather snug. On a cold evening, snug as a bug in a rug. Yeah, when you're really nice and warm. Somebody phones me and says, come on, let's go out and have a beer. I'm like, no, I'm nice and warm and snug in my house. Thank you very much. So we look at the jewellery box. This must be where the piece... Right. So many beautiful things remain. So the thief, the culprit, only took the So I'm just reacquainting myself here with the evidence. Um, it's strange. You would think the thief would steal everything, no? It has been left out oddly, strangely, not replaced in its stands. The ending has a hooked spike. What further use could it have? I wonder. Photograph, gentlemen. Check the window one more time, everybody, just to find out. It's an open window. There's glass on the floor. The frame, the window frame, is noticeably cracked. Furthermore, the internal latch, the latch, shows it has been opened from the inside, rather forcibly. Okay, I think this is where we were the last day. Any boots or anything going on here? Oh, let's have a look at this. Something has obviously resided here for some time and only moved recently. Her memento box, I wonder? Okay. Good cop, bad cop. I'm going to be both cop.
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Can I assume the photograph was cracked by accident?
How should I know? I returned to the room and father was face down on the floor. It must have been the burglar.
It was face down. The picture was face down. It must have been the burglar.
So it is your father that is the subject.
So the burglar is the person who breaks into the house. You know, you go on holiday and the burglar, you get burgled. The burglar is the thief. So, yeah.
Isn't he handsome? I remember watching him sit for it. He kept looking across and smiling at me. The artist was getting awfully angry at him.
If you'll entertain my curiosity, would you tell me about your father? Okay, so, you know, would you mind, this is 1920s, would you mind telling me about your dad?
Maman never wants to talk about him. She says it's too hard, but she acts more like she doesn't even care he's gone.
I'm sure that is not the case. It must have been very hard for her, for you both.
I miss him every day. He always knew how to put a smile on my face. I remember how much fun we would have, all three of us.
She's reminiscing. She's reminiscing about the past, yeah? When I think back...
In the summer, father and I would play hide and seek while Maman read. She always helped me, though, whenever it was his turn to hide.
This is quite nice here. In the summer, father and I would play hide and seek while Maman read a book. She always helped me, though, whenever it was his turn to hide. So let's look at this. She's talking about when she was a kid, when she was young. So she's talking about the past, a finished past. And she says, I would play hide and seek while mother read, while Maman read. So this is a very nice way, because often we know what structure to use for a finished action. We use used to, yeah? I used to live in Dublin, but now I don't. I live in Spain. I used to play football every weekend with my friends, but now I don't. I play video games, stream on YouTube. So it's a finished action. But we can also use would in the past for a repeated action. So I could say, when I was a kid, we would go to the beach every summer. You know? And that's a repeated action in the past. When I lived in Istanbul, we would take the ferry over to the European side. Repeated action in the past. But I could not say, so I can say, I used to live in Istanbul, but I cannot say I would live in Istanbul. That doesn't make any sense, you know. So yeah, would for repeated action is quite nice. So when we were kids, we would play hide and seek. One person hides, seek, the other person looks and while she would read. She always helped me, though, whenever it was his turn to hide. So ideal family
I would
kind of
stand
stuff
in the
going on here.
gazebo, cover my eyes and count, and when I turned, He was nowhere to be seen. Maman would lower her book and flash a look toward his hiding spot. After I found him, he clapped and cheered as though I had won a gold medal.
So she's reminiscing about her dad, her father, and playing hide and seek. And her mother would help her. Okay, good. Nice.
When I was hiding, it didn't matter where I was. He could never find me. I always thought I was an expert hider, but when I think back now, I know he was letting me win. He always said my smile was prize enough for him.
All right. So it didn't matter where I was. He could never find me. I always thought I was an expert hider. I was really good at hiding. But when I think back, when I look back, when I remember, he was just letting me win.
He always knew just what to say.
I'm sure he would want you to be smiling today, even under such circumstances.
No. Having heard her story, I can begin to see why he is so missed. It's a tragedy, the loss of a loving father and husband.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Poirot is on the case. Let's go here. I don't know. Talk. So, okay, so we need to make a connection here. So we've got, yeah, because we think it's an inside job. Okay, so Poirot, we found out that the burglar didn't come from, he didn't break the window, the glass is broken, it was open from the inside. There was a bracelet stolen that was recently insured, so if it got stolen, they could get money. Now, there was the recent insurance. I think it's an inside job. The auction crate, which is where the things are for auction, and
I must act on thought and fact,
no.
not on impulse.
Am I being impulsive? What about bench carving?
Is there something I am not seeing?
Maybe. What else is there? Cassandra confirms, strange symbol, final demand. Final demand. Would that work?
Order and method. That is the way to solve the problem.
Okay. Auction crate.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally
The missing
coming together.
painting on the wall, the frame marks, the pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. My plan is coming together. Madame is selling a great deal for her collection. Perhaps there's more to this than just redecorating, cleaning the house, or repainting the house. Selling heirlooms. No, this is a nice word. Selling heirlooms. Madame is selling a great deal of her collection. Perhaps there's more to this than just redecorating the house. So an heirloom is what, like, your parents leave you. You know, your parents might leave you a ring or a bracelet or something like this, and that would be the. Okay, I think that's done then. It's done. Now, Papa. Angeline's dad. What about broken glass?
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Okay. What about open window? Nothing else was taken, maybe?
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Something else is missing. What's this one? According to Elizabeth, Angeline's memento tin. Ah. Um, um, something else is missing. Nothing else was taken. That
I
makes sense,
cannot
though.
see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
All right. Angelina removed soot stain. Fallen soot. So this is the black, the kind of carbon stuff from the
I should not be
fire.
surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Hey, I did it again, everybody. She must have used the cleaning rag to reach into the chimney, keeping her hand soot free. There's that word, soot. Okay, we're on it. Inspect the chimney. Okay, there's been a lot of soot on the floor. There's a soot-stained handkerchief. All right, exit. Right. Okay, exit. Do you have anything to say? I suspect the fireplace did it. So, if you go to Instagram, hang on one second. If you go to Instagram, which is there, if you go to Instagram, you can see some of this vocabulary, like it's an inside job, barking up the wrong tree. I put some vocabulary up on Instagram to typical expressions in this kind of genre of in the detective genre. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go back to Hercule, and we are going to confirm my suspicions.
What are you doing there? I wouldn't get too close. Soot is forever spitting onto the floor.
So you can get dirty.
Merci for the warning, mademoiselle.
She's acting nervous. She's nervous. I must find a way to distract her if I am to confirm my theory. So I can't go in? Let's talk to her.
The longer you are here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet.
All right.
You have been of great help to my investigation, man.
Okay. So I can't go back in here, no? Okay, let's try this again. How can I distract her? Toilet.
Huh.
They won't let me in the bathroom, everyone. Okay, let's go down here. Okay, let's go downstairs. Now, how can I distract her? Let's talk. Telephone? Phone!
Huh.
Right. That's one of the clues that's kind of pointing towards that they have money issues, I think. Let's talk to Cassandra then and find out what's going on. Hey, Cassandra!
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Right, so Angela's
Merci, madame. You have been...
Let's go back up here. Okay. What's going on? Am I missing something? Oh, what's this? Telephone. Final demand for sure.
Magnifique.
Hey, Katie. There was a letter of a final demand before they cut off the line. Yeah, they cut me off. Magnifique. I am not surprised the telephone does not work. One cannot just ignore financial responsibilities. He's angry with that. Financial responsibilities ignored. Financial responsibilities ignored. auction crate. No,
Come, my little
no.
Grisel's.
Selling
You must
heirlooms.
think
Financial. No, hang on.
I must
No.
act on thought and fact, not on impulse.
Okay. All right, let's try this again. So, financial responsibilities ignored. Valuables are insured. Selling heirlooms. Missing patients. I would say let's go for. I have no idea, lads. Selling heirlooms.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Genius, Brian. Okay. The families must be in a worse position. And I thought, I wonder if such desperation led to drastic, such crazy actions. Let's find out. Cassandra, the family is desperate for money. The valuables are insured, surely.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
She's doing an insurance scam. An insurance scam. She's going to pretend she fell over and get compensation or something like that. Or she's going to pretend that her things were stolen so that she can reclaim the money from an insurance company. It's a scam. SCAM. It cannot be a coincidence that what is not being sold has been recently insured. Interesting. There's more to Madame Van der Bosch's accusation of Fleurette than it seems. A young maid would make for the perfect, there we go, scapegoat. And with such coincidental timing, ensuring... What's going on here? Ensuring there's more to Madame's accusation of Fleurette than it seems. A young maid would make for the perfect scapegoat with such coincidental timing, ensuring the bracelet. There are still questions to be asked. So we talked about this last week. The scapegoat is when someone gets blamed. Objective complete. We did it. Right. So what do I do now? Okay. So that's that done. Talk to Cassandra. Cassandra, we need to have a word. I need to have a word with you, Cassandra. It's about a delicate subject. Yeah. How do I say this?
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Did you do it? Did you do it, Cassandra? Why? Why did you do it? I'm going to push on to continue information regarding finances. So she's very angry. She's always angry, it seems. And I'm going to raise the subject, the delicate matter. I don't know what that word means, though, Ray. I was wondering how to raise the delicate matter that it's my belief that you are a criminal. Let's find out.
If you have something to ask, officer, I suggest you stop wasting my time.
Questions with the icon
Get on
indicating
with it.
dialogue channels is available for this character. Choose the question mark. Okay. From here, pay attention to the questions marked as you make your choices. Depending on how you approach Cassandra, you may or may not be able to extract new information from her. I have already seen and heard how hot-tempered she can be. She gets angry. I should approach this with understanding. Just with sensitivity, sorry. Understanding. My apologies, madame. I was only thinking about what Fleurette had done to your family. Okay. Or direct. I am just considering all options, all avenues. There is much for me to contemplate. Hmm. 。 Oh, how can they afford new house help if they can't pay the bills? Well, that's the whole thing with the rich. They get in debt. They just put it on the never never, don't they? You know what I mean? We just don't pay people, I think. Look at Donald Trump, for example, in America. You see all those cases where he's just not paying people. People do work for him or whatever. Everyone, they just don't bother, do they? I'm going to go, I don't know, because she's looking very, very annoyed over here. Her face kind of scrunched up. That's my angry face. And yeah, she looks really, really pissed off, we would say. She looks pissed off. I'm going to go with understanding.
And this is how she repays me? I will not be happy until I see her sufficiently punished.
Right, okay. So she's very angry with Florette. No worries, I couldn't work out the word was. So this is how she repays me. I gave her a job. I let her clean the toilets and the floors and the kitchen for 12 hours a day for threepenny huppence or whatever they call it. 5 shillings, threepenny, I don't know, whatever. So now I can approach Cassandra complimentary. I'm grateful for your vigilance, but it's time for the proper authorities to decide her fate. Okay. To have empathy. I can understand your anger. Her actions broke your trust and have affected you all. Or authoritative. Her punishment should be decided according to law, not by the lady of the house. I'm thinking. I'm going to be complimentary. I need to have a bit of respect for Cassandra. She's the lady of the house. I'm a policeman. She's the public. I'm going to be complimentary to her.
I doubted your abilities, but perhaps they are not as inadequate as I thought.
She's calming down a bit, isn't she? She's calming down. Okay. She didn't think I was very good, but perhaps they are not as inadequate. They're not as bad as I thought. All right. So I can be inquisitive. I said this word. We need to be meticulous. We need to be inquisitive, yeah? We need to ask questions, and we need to ask the correct questions. Let's have a look. Since the death of your husband, you have struggled to keep the house in the position it was? Okay, so have you had a hard time since your husband died? Or sympathetic? It must be difficult to raise a child, raising Angeline and running the house alone. Since the death of your husband, have you struggled to keep the house in the position it was? Yeah? Meaning, are you broke? Broke meaning no money. Or it must be difficult to raise a daughter running the house alone since your husband's died. I'm in a good mood. I'm going to go with the sympathy.
It is challenging at times, I will admit. But I can assure you the Van den Bosch name is as strong and prevalent as it has always been.
It's difficult, but I can assure you our name is as strong and as important as it has always been. Okay, present perfect there because it's open, it's continuing.
I have tried my best to provide for Angeline, although sometimes she may not see it that way. She is not to know about what we have discussed. It is my burden to carry.
Right, I've tried my best to look after Angeline, although sometimes she may not see it that way. She is not to know what we've talked about. It's my problem. It's my problem.
You are accepting the hand you have been dealt and raising a fine young mademoiselle. That is all that can be asked of you.
Right. So you're accepting the situation and you've done a good job and that's all you can do.
And you have done nothing but bother my staff and my family. I cannot
She's
stand
angry
here
again.
any longer and listen to this second-rate officer speaking such drivel.
My God, she's been standing there for about 60 minutes. Okay. And you've done nothing but annoy my staff and my family. I cannot stand in this place any longer and listen to this second-rate officer. Second-rate is an insult. Yeah. I went to a restaurant last night. It was first rate. It was fantastic. It was really, really nice. Yeah. The ambience was fantastic. The food was great. The service was amazing. Yeah. Um, but the night before, I went to a restaurant and it was second rate. The service was rubbish. It was cold. It was rubbish. It was second rate, not very good. Speaking such drivel, unimportant, silly, useless, silly stuff. You're talking drivel. You don't know what you're talking about. Drivel. That's drivel. Okay, so she's getting angry again. Look, and she's just marched out of the door. Madame Van den Bosch offers me the smallest slither, the tiniest bit of emotion, showing how she cares for her daughter. So she let the mask slip for a moment. We saw that she cares. We saw she's a human being before she makes haste for the door. Is it out of embarrassment, or perhaps there is something she is still trying to hide? So she seems quite a tough woman, and then she let us see some emotion there for a moment, and then she runs out the door. Is it because she's embarrassed, or is it because she's guilty? Let's find out. I wonder if Angeline noticed Madame's abrupt, really quick departure. Kind of rude as well. He left the meeting abruptly. It's like just gets up and goes out, and it's kind of rude. Right. Now, did Angeline notice? Congratulations! Woo! You broke down Cassandra's defenses and obtained some new evidence. In this case, it seems like you really hit a nerve with Cassandra. To hit a nerve is like you got very close to the truth kind of thing, to hit a nerve with someone. Right, let's find out. Where are we? What do I have to do? Is there anything here? There's one thing I need to connect. So anything new? Something aggressive. Cassandra accused. Cassandra insurance scam. Florette has been crying. Angelina's bedroom. Cassandra accused Florette. Final demand. It's all done. Look from Luke, that's not important. Parcel, formal suit. This is the wedding that they're having. Theft fits Cassandra's insurance scam. Cassandra accused Florette.
Is there something
No.
I am not seeing?
Drivel, yeah. So drivel is just like talking rubbish. He's talking drivel, blah, 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 Talking drivel, and it's like, it's not intelligent, it's not important, it's just drivel. I don't know. What are we going to go for here? There's one thing to connect. Florette claims innocent. Yeah. So maybe one of these? Cassandra previously mistreated Florette. She became aggressive with Florette. She's mistreated us. Maybe here?
Order and method. That is the way to solve.
There's something I'm missing? I don't really know what I'm looking for, really, to be honest with you. I thought we were all done here. Right, insurance scam. It's an insurance scam. Find demand.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Okay. Theft fits her insurance scam. What about Florette? And no
I should not be
opportunity.
surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Would Madame seize the opportunity in attempt to improve and continue to hide her financial woes, her financial problems? Would Madame seize the opportunity in attempt to improve and continue to hide her financial woes? Yeah, I think it's a pure scam. Florence had no. Oh, here we go. Fleurette was scapegoated. There's that word again, scapegoat. It comes from the Bible or something, and they, like thousands of years ago, they put the sins of the town on the goat and sent it off to the desert. Would Madame should be a scapegoat? Is when someone blames you, or someone or some people blame you for something that you did not do. You're the scapegoat. Let's find out. She was scapegoated, and she's mistreated.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Okay, good. We're getting there. Her incarceration, right? She locked her into the lounge or something. Her incarceration, to be incarcerated, very American expression, to be in prison. Her incarceration appears to be the latest in a series of abuses by Madame. So she's being abused by her boss. Probably quite normal in those days as well. I have no doubt in young Fleurette's innocence. What I do doubt is the behavior of Madame van der Bosch. If what I have heard is true, her treatment towards Fleurette is disgraceful. He's angry. Okay, good. Talk to Fleurette. Let's talk to Fleurette. She'll be down in the... Where is she? She's over here, I think, yeah? In the kitchen? Alright, Fleurette. Alright, how's it going? How are you doing? How's the crack? Let's have a chat.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job, monsieur.
This is not the first time Madame van den Bosch has taken her anger out on you. To take your anger out on someone, to be really angry, to direct your rage at someone. Don't take your anger out on me.
She never used to be such a witch. When the Viscount was alive, she was much nicer. He was the head of the house, he gave the orders, and he treated us right.
Right. So there you go, that used to in the past. She never used to be such a witch. When the Viscount, sorry, not Viscount, notice the pronunciation there, Viscount is actually Viscount. The S is silent there, like the other word I've forgotten that we were talking about. When the Viscount was alive, she was much nicer. He was the head, he was the boss of the house. He gave the orders and he treated us right.
I would have gone long ago, monsieur. But my family can't afford for me to be picky about my employment.
I would have gone. There's that modal in the past. I would have gone long ago, mister. But my family can't afford for me to be picky, to be choosy. So they're broke. They have financial problems. They need the money, no matter the abuse she's getting from her employer. So, shut up and go back to work. It's the situation.
I was not aware you were supporting your family, and at such a young age.
Papa lost his job at the factory just before he left for good, so Maman had to work even more. I was old enough, so I went to work. When I joined the Vandenbosch house, the Viscount was very kind. I didn't think he would care, but he wanted to help. He gave me some extra in my first pay pack, enough to keep the landlord from kicking Mama out at least. No one had ever been that nice before. I didn't know what to say, but all he wanted me to do was work hard for her.
So he gave me some extra money in my first pay packet, first wages, enough to keep the landlord, the owner of the building, from kicking my mom out, to get kicked out, to be evicted. So they're obviously in the red. They have financial troubles and they can't pay the rent, and they were going to get kicked out. No one had ever been that nice before. I didn't know what to say, but all he wanted me to do was work hard for Cassandra.
He even let me to go home and visit Maman and my brothers at Christmas with a food parcel from the kitchen. Maman said she had never seen so much food.
Right. So, a good guy, yeah? Daddy wasn't a baddie.
It's always been hard for her. Even before he left for good, Papa wasn't around much, and even when he was, we both wished he wasn't. My brothers were too young to remember what he was like.
Okay, so it's kind of a poor background in the 1920s in France. Obviously, father is probably abusive.
When I walked in Maman's house,
Abusive.
everything seemed so much smaller. I must have got too used to the size of this house. I swear, you could fit our house in just this lounge. We didn't have much, but we didn't want for much.
Okay, so
It
she's
was simple and it was home.
Okay, so she's talking about, family life, yeah? Because these houses would be enormous,
The valuables in the house do not determine the love it shares.
Someone should tell Madame that. Not that she'd listen anyways.
All right.
I will uncover the truth of what happened today, mademoiselle. That, I promise you.
I promise you. Okay, good stuff. Let's keep going. The Viscount's kind nature shines through again. His treatment of the staff is quite a contrast from that of the madames. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Maybe she's under pressure, From the way this young mademoiselle speaks of her family, I can't believe she would risk her employment at the house and put them in an even worse position. I won an achievement there, but I couldn't read what it was. From the way she speaks of her family, I cannot believe she would risk her employment at the house and put them into an even worse position.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
Merci means thank you. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration. I will think about it, because, you got to keep that face when you're Poirot. Right. Anything else? Final Demand, we saw that. Anything we haven't seen? Ooh, wine. A glass of wine? I wonder who the wine connoisseur of the house is. A vintage like this would bring quite a price. So there's an expensive bottle of wine there. Collections. I've done all of this already, though, right? Okay. Yeah. We've done all of this. What do I need to do? Let's go out. Okay. What was that? Sorry, graphics in a bit. To lounge. Collection of classic novels. Okay, so it's going to be more Shakespeare and stuff. What do I do? Alright, come on. Auction crate?
Aha.
Okay, we've done all of this. Well, I suppose it's time to go and accuse Cassandra of fraud or tax scam or of stealing a bracelet. I mean,
Certainly, officer.
nothing.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Okay. So, here. What do I have to do? Nothing here. Inspect the chimney. Ah, okay. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it's time to unmask the thief. It's time to unmask the culprit. Okay, come on, let's do it. It's a tough job, everybody, but someone's got to do it. In fact, I am going to take a tiny little moment at this point to have a little cigarette, and I shall be back in a second. So let's just sit here and marvel. Just marvel at the beauty of the landing. 1 minute. All right. I needed to have a little off-screen smoke there. So where were we? We're back. Okay, good. All right. So it's that time again. Now it's time to confront our suspect. Well, no, we're not really confronting anybody yet, really. We have a hunch. I have a feeling. I have a hunch that I know exactly where. Oh, she's still here. Oh, damn it, I forgot. So I've got to try to get her out of the room. Maybe I should talk to her.
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Your man.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do...
Alright, okay, how do I do this then? I've forgotten. Whoa. Let's try this one more time. Okay, we're just going for it. Okay, we did it. Hercule Poirot has won the day. And here is the bracelet. Aha! It was carefully concealed. It was very carefully hidden inside a rectangular metal tin. We have cracked the case. If you go to the Instagram account for Class A Plus English, you will see this expression with a definition. To crack the case. Okay, we found the bracelet, everybody. We're in. What here? There's a connection. Cassandra, Angeline, confirmed burglary. To the valuables are insured. Angelina's morning, okay, she woke up late. Angelina's father. Oh, here we go. Sorry. So, Angeline stashed. She stashed her keepsakes in the chimney. To stash something is to hide it. They have to stash. Where the cash at? Where the stash at? Yeah? That's me doing my Biggie Smalls. Angelina stashed her keepsakes, her valuables in the chimney. Precious keepsakes, valuable mementos from the Viscount have been hidden by Angeline, but why? Let's find out. We've got the bracelet. And we've got the tin. It was missing after all, or at least well hidden is a more appropriate term. You say missing, I say stashed. Thank you, Lure. Celebration time. Okay, we've done this. I think we need to somehow work out how to call everyone together for a little meeting. I think we need to have a little chat, everybody. Now, how do I do this? Bracelet? No. Meditative? No. Oh. In her broken glass, cleaning rag. Cleaning rag? Confirms burglary. Yeah.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Okay, I thought because she said, yes, there's been a burglary. Probably a robbery. A bit of skullduggery. Alright, Angeline stashed her keepsakes in the chimney. Broken glass, open window, nothing else was taken. I don't know, broken glass, I don't know, like...
I must act on thought and fact,
Alright.
not on impulse.
Okay, yeah, concentrate, Hercule, concentrate, man. What can it be? It could be... Where's Florette? No, Elizabeth, Angeline. Trans burglary. Memento bot? No, I can't do this, can I? Can I do this one? I can't. So, we're going to go for... Someone forced the window from the inside to its stashed.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Okay, she staged the burglary. To stage a burglary, to crack the case. If you go to Instagram, which I don't have open on this computer, but if you go to the Instagram, you can see the expression. You can see the expression at R class underscore A underscore English to crack the case, and it's there with the definition, and you can check it out there. All right, so we're close. I think we're close to cracking the case. We've found the bracelet. To stage a burglary, is it working again? Let me check. Right, so is to like pretend there's a burglary, to stage something, to stage a robbery or something like that, is to like, oh, 5 people came and robbed me, but actually it's not true. So to stage a burglary and let it go so far is totally unacceptable. This is crazy behavior. I cannot believe I allowed Mademoiselle Angeline to deceive me, to lie to me for so long, hiding the bracelet inside the chimney and staging a burglary. All part of her calculated and devious plan. I should bring this investigation to an end. Enough of my time has already been wasted, but I will not be satisfied until I know why. All right, let's find out. Nice. Yay, we did it. Ooh. So we've got talk to Elizabeth. Anything else? All right. I think that's basically it. We need to have a little chat. Okay, that's everything done. Let's go. This is Angeline. Talk to Elizabeth. What was it? Talk to Elizabeth. Hang on. Inspect the garden. Okay. So it's Elizabeth. All right. I will have further questions. This conversation hasn't finished. I will be back. All right, let's get out of here. Down the hallway. Down the staircase. Come on. There you go. Come on now, we can do this. A spiral staircase as well. Very nice. Where are we going? We're going over here. And we're going over here. We're going out to the garden again, and we're going to have a little chat with Elizabeth, I think, this time. We have the bracelet. Now, it said inspect. What is it? Loretta is innocent. Okay. She's innocent. Her incarceration, her imprisonment appears to be the latest in a series of abuse. Facts about the character. Okay, we know her family are very poor, and her father lost a job in a factory, and she's the breadwinner. The breadwinner, like bread that we eat. The breadwinner is the person who wins the bread. It's the person who earns money, basically. They're paying for dinner, if you know what I mean. They're the breadwinner. Cassandra. I'm very annoyed with Cassandra that she has she's deceived me and she has let it go on. She's desperate for money. The family must be in a far worse position than I thought. I wonder if such desperation led to such crazy, drastic actions. Right. She's widowed. Her husband is dead. She's a widow. If a man's wife dies, he is a widower. So her husband and Angeline's father, the Viscount Edwin, that's his name, and has sadly passed away. Very nice. Passed away is like a nice way of saying died. So imagine if my friend's father died. I wouldn't say to him, "Oh, I'm sorry your dad died." I would say, "I'm sorry your dad, your father, passed away." It's a much softer way of saying it. All right, let's check this out. And Angeline, I'm very annoyed with her. Got the facts. She may be young, but she's not afraid to speak her mind. She's kind of entitled. Okay. Her dad, she loved her dad. Yeah. Okay, grand. Exit. We need to talk to Elizabeth, is this it? Inspect the garden. Okay, well, let's go for a walk. Where's the garden? No. Okay, let's try this again. Muddy footprints, this is where we started at. This is the garden, I suppose. The gazebo. No. This is the gazebo.
Huh.
A touching extract taken from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, expertly carved on, there's that word, plaque. Like what we were looking at with Sherlock Holmes, the blue plaques on the wall with, like, somebody famous lived here. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. Alright, good. Let's get back out here. Let's go check this out. But we did this all at the beginning. This was like the footprints. This was the original crime scene. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've done all this. If you need to see, you could go back to previous episodes. I've marked them as 1, 2, and 3 for on the YouTube channel, which is Class A Plus English. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and that will really help me. Thank you very much. Let's go and talk to Elizabeth.
Certainly, officer.
Certainly, officer. Was it Angeline cracked the case? Was it to pay for a wedding? Was it Angeline's or Madame? No, I think they're just broke. I think they're broke. I don't think they have any money, and that's why they were doing an insurance fraud to get some cash. Because they were auctioning everything out. What was it? They auctioned lots of stuff, and then the things they insured kind of got stolen. It's a traditional insurance fraud, even back in the 20s. Okay, I am ready to address the house. I believe it is time the truth behind the missing bracelet was revealed. I am calling a meeting. I am calling a council. Or maybe we're going to find out who done it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Time to point the finger. Oh. Hey?
Certainly, officer.
I'm ready to establish. Right.
I found the culprit. And the bracelet.
Everything will be revealed in good time.
A good.
Would you be so kind as to gather everyone in the lounge?
Perfect. This is good detective work. Everything will be revealed when everyone is together and we're all in the room and gathered together. So it's the way to do it. You know what I mean? You get everyone in, you raise that tension. Okay, good. We're done. All right, go. Go, 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 go. Here we are.
Merci, Mademoiselle Elizabeth, for gathering everyone.
Merci means thank you in
Madame
French.
Van den Bosch be joining us shortly?
For gathering everyone. Will Cassandra be joining us shortly, soon?
She stormed past me not long ago, and I have not seen her return.
To storm past, yeah, to storm past, like going walking really angry, like a storm. She stormed past me not long ago, and I have not seen her return.
Very well. Under usual circumstances, I would wait. But I think we have spent enough time on this matter, n'est-ce pas? We shall have to proceed without her.
Okay, very well. Normally, I would wait, but I think we have spent enough time on this matter, on this issue. N'est-ce pas? I forgot what n'est-ce pas means. Is that so? Is that right? We shall have to continue. We shall have to proceed without her.
This morning started like any other. My usual ordinary patrol, until I was approached by Mademoiselle Elizabeth about a suspected burglary and a missing bracelet.
Nice. First episode. Go back to YouTube. You can relive that scene.
A crime I've been falsely blamed for.
So, falsely blamed, to blame someone. You did it. She did it. Fleurette did it. Yeah, we're blaming Fleurette. And she's saying, no, I've been falsely blamed.
That I shall come to. I began my investigation outside, but it was not long before I realized there were no signs of an intruder. So I turned my focus to those in the house.
An inside job. Go to Instagram. It's all there. I began my investigation outside in the garden, but it was not long before I realized there was no signs of an intruder, a burglar, so I turned my focus to those in the house. You guys.
Fleurette, your time here at the house has not always been the easiest for you, shall we say?
I do what Madame tells me.
And to the highest standard, I presume.
Madame's standards are very high. I do my best.
And you would at least expect fair treatment for the work, not to be spoken to in such a cruel and vicious way.
Right, you expect some respect.
Monsieur?
Huh?
I refer to how poorly Madame Van den Bosch treats you. You are at her beck and call, and she does nothing but belittle you.
Right, let's look at this. I referred to how badly Madame de Bosch treats you. You are at her beck and call. To be at someone's beck and call is like, hey, come here, and you're like running. Yes, how can I help you? Go get me a coffee. You're at their beck and call. And she does nothing but belittle you, like disrespect you, yeah?
That is Maman you're talking about. Just wait until...
Shut up, Angeline.
It is nothing but the truth I speak, mademoiselle. All the while, mademoiselle stands by and does not even notice such cruelty. That must have angered you.
Right. Mademoiselle being Angeline, she just lets it go. So her mother is like being really mean and nasty. That must make you angry, Fleurette.
Perhaps you thought it was time they deserved some retribution.
Some retribution, everybody. Did Fleurette do it? What do you think? Let's find out. So he's kind of asking Fleurette now, yeah? Perhaps you thought it was time to that. Oh, I'll steal the bracelet.
Stop trying to put words in her mouth. Angeline's
defending her. Stop trying to put words in her mouth. Stop trying to get her to say something. Interesting.
I am merely giving her a voice, one that has been silenced for so long.
Okay, he literally is putting words in her
I
mouth.
do think she deserves it. She's had
Fleurette.
the world handed to her on a plate, and the likes of me get nothing.
Ooh, everybody, maybe.
Doesn't make me the thief, though.
She's had the world handed to her on a plate, so she's had a very, very easy life. And people like me have nothing. It doesn't mean I'm the thief, though.
A motive begins to rear its head.
A motive appears.
You're just trying to get me to admit to something. Well, I've done nothing.
Allow me to finish. I am sure you will want to hear what follows. Let us return to this morning.
Right. Let's return to this morning. You were tasked with fetching breakfast from town for the house. So it was your job to go and get breakfast from town. As well as fetching breakfast, you took another task on which ended up delaying you further. This is true because she went to collect the suit, no? I'm going to go for it.
Only trying to help Lizzie.
Elizabeth, okay.
You must have known how Madame would have reacted to your late return, especially with her prior treatment of you.
Right. You knew she would be angry if you were late and you took on an extra job.
She's angry at whatever I do.
But nonetheless, you were willing to help a colleague, a friend, knowing what the repercussions could be.
Right. So you were happy to help Elizabeth, knowing that you might get into trouble.
And that show of loyalty to your friend has been the thing that proved your innocence.
Aha! The loyalty proved her innocence.
Monsieur?
Huh?
Because of such willingness to help, you were delayed in town, meaning...
It was...
You had no viable way of taking the bracelet from Mademoiselle Angeline's room. There was simply no opportunity.
So, she has an alibi. Her alibi being that she wasn't in the house when the bracelet was stolen. Alibi, if you want to know what that word means, go to Instagram. It's there for you as well.
I told you! Maybe now Madame will believe me.
Hey. Right, so she wasn't there. Poirot knows it's somebody inside. It's one of these people. So she wasn't there at the time of the crime.
It is evidence not even she can ignore.
Okay.
Which then leads us to Mademoiselle Elizabeth.
Right.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth, you have been with the Van den Bosch family for quite some time now, correct?
Right, yeah. How long has she been with them? I can't
That
remember.
is correct.
You have grown close with both ladies of the house and your fellow members of the house staff, would you say?
That is
Of
correct.
course. And I certainly hope they feel the same.
And yet there are still secrets that are kept from them, but there are still certain parts they are not aware of. Ooh. So, Elizabeth, you're going to elope. Run away, run away. You're going to elope with Luke. And it's a secret because Cassandra is completely crazy. And yet there are still secrets that are kept from them, but there are still certain private matters they are not aware of. I'm going to go with this one.
Officer, please.
Sorry, never ever tell me gossip. Yeah, this is a fact. I cannot keep a secret. Never tell Poirot a secret. He will spill the beans. And this is true in life as well. Never tell me anything. I will tell everybody.
Elizabeth, what is he talking about?
Spilling the beans, all right.
I am referring to the lengths Mademoiselle Elizabeth has gone to remain in your maman's employment.
So, the trouble she has gone to stay working for her mother.
It is Madame's house. She can enforce whatever rules she chooses.
Right. So she says that colleagues cannot date, basically, yeah? And Elizabeth and Luke have been seeing each other and they're planning to elope. So, but she's saying, well, it's Cassandra's house, it's her rules.
Even if they are going against the very nature and cornerstone of man, to love.
I still do not understand.
Has got a beating heart. And she doesn't know what's going on.
Perhaps that is best for everyone. It is neither my place nor my want to make this situation any more awkward than it needs to be.
Right. This is good. Let's move on. It's not my job, and to make this any more kind of strange than it needs to be. It's neither my place, it's not my job, and I don't want to make the situation any worse. Huh?
Thank you.
Okay, that's Elizabeth Kahn. Now, Angeline.
Besides, it was not that story that cleared Mademoiselle Elizabeth's name. Rather, Florette's.
Maybe I'm making a mistake here because, of course, these things, whenever it's really obvious what's happening, it's usually not the truth, is it? So we're seeing financial difficulties and we're seeing the bracelet up the chimney in Angeline's room. Maybe this is what we call a red herring. A red herring is it's to make you go off course, for who the culprit is. Once again, if you need to look for the definition, go to my Instagram and you'll see it there. Red herring. Besides, it was not the story that cleared Elizabeth's name, rather Florette's.
Florette's?
Florette's.
But she was not here for most of the morning.
Exactly.
But when she was, more precisely while preparing the table in the lounge, she noted that, against regularity, you arrived alone for breakfast, without Mademoiselle Angeline by your side.
Right.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
It means that I found myself with two suspects with potential motives. But with a lack of opportunity, I was left with only one.
Right.
Mademoiselle Angeline.
So it couldn't have been Florette because she was in town. So then it came down to Angeline and Elizabeth. But Elizabeth arrived for breakfast on her own. Angeline was up in the room, stashing the...
You can't believe I would hide my own bracelet.
I can't believe I would hide my own bracelet. It's the only explanation that remains, but perhaps Florette would be more satisfied hearing the truth from you. I think it is time for the truth to be told. This masquerade has gone on long enough. Like, everyone's wearing masks and everyone's pretending. You can't believe I would hide my own bracelet. Yeah, Angeline, I think it's you. So which do I say? It's only the explanation that remains, but perhaps Florette would be more satisfied hearing the truth from you. Yes. Yes.
I have nothing to say.
You would rather allow a faithful member of your staff to take the blame for your juvenile and adolescent actions? Right, that's really kind of laying it hard. You acted out of fear. It is nothing we have not all done before. I am surprised at your lack of compassion. I see the apple does not fall far from the tree. Ooh. I'm surprised by your lack of compassion. We say that the apple does not fall far from the tree is like the son is similar to the father. You know what I mean? The child is similar to the parents. The apple, the tree. It's an expression we use. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to say this.
How dare you speak to me like that? You have no idea what you are talking about.
I know that losing a father at such a young age must be horrific and terrifying. Perhaps I don't, but your maman does. She is someone you could confide in. Sympathy?
You can't actually believe I would hide my own jewelry.
If you didn't, explain to me how your memento tin with the
I would.
bracelet inside came to be lodged inside the chimney of your bedroom fireplace.
Emoji.
You have no proof I put it there.
Haha.
Besides you being the only one in the room alone, even after finding the bracelet, I still did not know why you had done it. Until I contemplated why Madame was selling so many heirlooms and art.
You had no right to snoop through our house in the first place.
To snoop is to search, yeah, to snoop around. It's to look around, open the drawers, and go through stuff. It's to snoop around. So you had no right. You shouldn't have snooped around, searched our house in the first place to begin
When
with.
it is part of my investigation, I have every right, mademoiselle. The unpaid bills and final notice from the telephone company.
Hey, Kitty.
Maman can do what she wants with her art. That means nothing.
Hello.
But when there was no more art to sell, what then? You could not risk
Maria.
her taking your father's bracelet and selling it.
Oh. You could not risk her taking your father's bracelet and selling it.
So, you staged a burglary pretending it had been taken, preventing her from selling it. Then you stood back as the innocent Florette paid the price.
Hello. How's it going? You well? We have a special guest. So you staged a burglary, pretending it had been taken, preventing her from selling it. Then you stood back, and you did nothing, as the innocent Florette paid the price. So I was wrong. I thought it was just a straightforward insurance scam.
She didn't think about me at all. She was going to take my bracelet and sell it off. It would have just ended up on some old wrinkly wrist.
Right, wrinkly. I don't know. I absolutely had no idea what that word means.
I didn't think Maman would blame her. I didn't think she would do anything.
Yeah, but Angeline was happy to let Florette take the blame, yeah, to be in trouble.
But she did. And somehow that evidently didn't cross your mind. When Madame returns, you shall have it all to explain.
All right.
Maman can't know what I've done. She will be furious.
It's the actions of a spoilt, entitled girl. You know what I mean?
But Mademoiselle Florette will be proved innocent. And that is what is important.
And that is the truth is what is important here, everybody.
No crime has been committed, so I see no reason why this should continue any longer. It is time you considered the consequences of your actions.
Consequences, the result. Think about the result of what you're going to do, the consequences.
And now, you must face them head on.
And you have to face your issues. You have to face them head on. Here she comes. It's Cassandra. I bet.
Maman, you're home.
Ah. Okay, we're going a bit over time here. This is just like the first part of the game. The game goes on way longer than this, yeah.
Of course I am. And I brought someone that will bring some order to this chaos.
Okay, I think it's been 2 hours here. I think I'm going to finish it here because the game continues. This is just the first stage of the game. And it's really kind of meeting the characters. That's what this is all about. So I think this is a good time to finish it. And it's been 2 hours. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And we can continue this. Next Saturday, and we'll move on to the second stage. So what happened tonight? Yeah, we figured out what happened to the bracelet. We've been inquisitive and we've interrogated the people, and we have been very meticulous. I think very meticulous in our questioning. So Florette was blamed. We thought Florette was the culprit, but it looks like she was set up. Yeah, she had been made a scapegoat by Angeline. Now, I originally thought it was just an insurance scam, but it seems that her mother is selling all the heirlooms, to get money, and she didn't want to lose her bracelet, so she was hiding it. And so that's quite a strange story. We'll find out what Cassandra has to say about all of this next week. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And as you can see the Class A Instagram account is there, and there's a lot of vocabulary that I was talking about tonight. You will see on there. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe, and we will continue this mysterious detective story and find out who is the culprit, and we will get to the bottom of it all. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if I had some sound issues at the beginning there or whatever. It was a bit strange. But anyway, enjoy it, and we will continue next time. If you subscribe to the channel, you can put the notifications on, and you will see when I am streaming more often, which should be in about a month or two, I say. But at the moment, I'm just so busy that this is all I can really do. So, hope you enjoyed it. It's Saturday. It's the 18th of May 2024. Enjoy the weekend, what's left of it. You got tonight, Saturday night, and you've got Sunday. So I hope all is good, and I will